So welcome back to the Printable Watch YouTube channel. I've got another build for you today, and this time I'm actually modifying a watch I've already 3D printed and built. If you've been following me on Instagram for a while, you'll have seen that just before Christmas I built this skeleton mod. Now it uses a movement which is slightly different to the typical NH and Miyota movements we've used so far. I've always loved the skeleton watches and wanted to build one to go with the TPW lineup, but I was struggling to find a movement that I actually liked the look of and that I actually thought would work with what I had in mind. If you want an easy drop-in replacement for an NH35 for a skeleton movement, I would definitely check out the NH70 series of movements. I think there's a 70, 71, 72, they're just different colours. That will just drop directly into the existing watches we have already. What I've done here is, this is a different movement, it's got a different handset, it needs a slightly different bracket, so I've done a little bit of work to make it work with the case. And what I'm going to do in this video is install this movement into a resin print. It uses the N1 case, which is a new case in the lineup that I sort of quietly launched. I can't remember, it might have been about November time. It's clearly a Nautilus homage. So that is now available to download. So you can download this and use your standard NH35 parts or the quartz kit that I have available. That'll work with this case. But for this build, I've gone for this TY2809 movement. So it's a movement by Seagull, which is a Chinese firm, and it's basically a skeletonized version of one of their standard automatic movements. Aesthetically, this is the best looking, well in my opinion, the best looking skeleton movement for this kind of budget that I could find. So because I've been wearing this watch so much, I wanted to kind of improve it and make the build a little bit more special, something that I'm going to wear. And I thought, I had a great experience using PCBWay's resin 3D printing service, so I thought, why not try out a different colour? So this video isn't sponsored by PCBWay. I have done another video where they actually sent me some 3D printed parts for free. In this video, I've bought these, and actually it doesn't cost that much. I think I got 2 cases and 2 case backs for about £10 delivered. Quick tip, if you're ordering 3D printed parts on PCBWay, don't just assume that buying one is going to be your cheapest cost. What they weirdly do is if you order 2 of the same part, it ends up being the same as one. So definitely just buy 2. And then it obviously your price per part decreases quite quickly once you go to 5, 10, 20. So if you're going to build a few of these, maybe go for 5 or 10, and it really brings the cost down. Like I said, this video isn't sponsored by PCBWay, but I have got a link in my description, which is a referral code. If you use it, we'll both get a voucher. I think you get something like a $5 voucher for using that code. Now, a couple of things to note for this specific movement. The hand sort of pins on the movement are a little different to what we used to. I've got the sizes here if you're interested. So the NH35 uses 1.5 for the hour, 0.89 for the minute, and 0.21 for the seconds. Now this uses a 1.55 hour, so almost the same. You could probably get away with using the hour hands off an NH35 set, but we've got a 1mm minute stem and a 0.18mm second stem. So I've had to shop around and find something that's as close to that as possible. Now it turns out that the Miyota 8215, which is quite a readily available movement, the hands for that movement will work with this movement. The only thing I've had a little issue with is the seconds hand, but to be honest, I'm just going to give the seconds hand a miss on this watch because I think honestly there's that much going on in this movement that I think the second hand is just pushing it a bit too much. But you be the judge. If you want to put second hand on, there's nothing to stop you doing that. In a minute, we're going to jump to the bench. I'm going to show you what we've got. I'm going to show you the parts that have come from PCBWay and a couple of the other bits. I've got a new hand pressing tool, which is just a cheapy one, but we'll see if that's any easier than the standard sort of hand presses that we typically use. So yeah, I think that's all for now. Let's get down to the bench. Okay, so we're now down at the bench. Let's start putting this thing together. Obviously the first step is to disassemble the existing watch. So let's start with that. Let's remove the strap. But actually, before we do this, there's a few things we can do to the resin case. So these are the resin cases. Like I said, it's just as expensive to order 2 as it is 1. So I've obviously got 2. But yeah, I've got 2 cases, and then I've also got the case backs, which are here. All the other bits, I'm just going to use the FDM parts, which I can 3D print just to save on sort of money really, and there's just a lot of unnecessary parts we can't see. I'm then also going to, because I haven't got any minute and hour markers on this, I'm going to use a chapter ring. I've either got an orange one or we've got a plain white one. And the beauty of having 2 is I can actually put them together and then we can decide which one we prefer the most. And then for hands, I've gone for these sort of skeletonized Seamaster style hands. So we've got some in like a bluish, what did I go for? I got some in like a bluish colour, which will match the screws on the back of the movement, and some in a black. So they're the black ones. Oh, they're the blue. Oh, I think I'm going to have to go for the blue. They match some of the screws on the back of this movement have kind of been blued, so those hands are going to go really well with them. So I think we're going to go with those hands. Okay, so like I said, the first step is to actually put the glass into the case. So really easy, I've done this loads before. Okay, that's the glass in one. I'll do it in the other as well whilst I'm here. Okay, the next thing to do is going to be to install this chapter ring. So the one I think I'm going to like the most is this orange one. And what I'm going to do, now it's quite tricky because I've got to line this up somehow. What I need to do really is mark up on this piece where the top is. But for now, let's just give it a go, see where we end up. That's not too bad actually. I'll leave that one for now. I'll put it in the other one. Okay. Okay, so that's that one. So there we have. So far we've got the orange and the white. And to be honest, I think at the moment I'm preferring the white. So let's go ahead and move along with the white one for now. Okay, so now we can move on to disassembling the existing watch. So there's the movement, and to remove the stem, we use this little, there's a tiny little button there. There we have it. Alright, so we'll be using the existing stem and crown just for ease. And then we've just got to remove this. Just got to remove this movement now, which yeah. Right, there we go. There's 12. So now we need to remove those hands. So now we are going to remove the existing hands off this movement. Now I have actually lost my normal hand removement tools, so I'm using a couple of random tools I found. I don't think we're going to be able to use those hands again, but that's okay. I think I'm going to go with these blue hands, and they're just going to complement the blue screws on the back of the movement really nicely. So let's give it a go. Oh, I was going to try this, wasn't I? It's just not going to be very good on camera, that's all. Right, let's stick with what we know. So, start with our hand. So I'm happy with that. Now all we've got to do is remove the crown. Okay, and we're going to go with white. So there we have it. That's looking awesome. Crown should just fit straight in. Okay, so finally we just need to finish off the display case back. So I'm just going to pop out the existing glass and back bracket, pop that straight in there. Reinstall the bracket. So finally we just put the screws in. Now I'm still running a little low on screws. You lot have absolutely wiped me out over Christmas. So it looks like the holes haven't actually wet. Oh, weird. It's like some wash from the resin process. We actually need a little clean up with a little drill. There we go, we've got one in. Sorry, that ended up being off camera. And let's get at least one more in. I'll do for now. Use a tap, I think, to clean those holes up. That's a shame. But look at that. I'm really pleased with that. So that is the build done. I'm going to get some B-roll now, and then, yeah, I think we'll call it a day. So I hope you've enjoyed this video. If you have, please subscribe and give this video a like. It does mean a lot. I've seen this YouTube channel grow at quite a nice pace. We've been going for about a year now, so I think the results I've got I've been quite pleased with them. We're almost at 1,000 subscribers. I'd really like to get over there by the end of January if we can, or by the time this video's out. So yeah, if you've enjoyed it, give us a subscribe and a like, and pop it in the comments if there's something you're going to build, if you like the build, or if you hate skeleton mods, just tell me how crap it looks. But that's all we've got time for, so I'll see you in the next one. Thanks for watching.